Next, we'll be speaking with Veteran Outreach Program Specialist at the La Crosse Vet Center, Wesley Porter. Welcome, Wesley.
Hi,
How you
thanks for
doing,
having me.
sir?
Good, you?
Doing good. Well, tell us a little bit about yourself.
All right, so my name is Wes Porter. I've been here at the La Crosse Vet Center for the last 7 years. I've been as the outreach specialist for 6 of those 7 years. Prior to being employed here, I did spend 9 years in the Wisconsin Army National Guard, serving on 2 deployments to Iraq with the 1st of the 128th while I served with them.
Thank you. So you said you've been there for quite a few years. Tell us a little bit about your role at the Vet Center.
All right, so my role as a veteran outreach program specialist, and we'll just say outreach specialist for short, just to keep it easy. My role is to engage with community members, community organizations, and other veteran organizations, and to work and find veterans, assess their needs, and make proper referrals, whether that's back here to the vet center, encouraging them to come in for services here, or providing them other resources that the community might have to offer that would better meet their needs, and getting those veterans, creating a seamless transition to get them in touch with resources that they are needing within their community.
Now, we spoke a little bit earlier before this actual live stream event, and you were telling me you had said, once we move a little bit further up to get back in contact with you. But that's great. That leads me to my next question. With you working with so many different counties as the La Crosse Vet Center, how do you partner with those CVSOs and with those VORPs? And, how do you guys cohesively make that unit?
So CVSOs are one of our greatest referrals into the vet center. So I work or attempt to work my best in meeting with CVSOs, assessing the needs of their population, letting them know what services that we can offer to assist their veterans and their communities, how we can be part of their, I would say, care team or part of their toolbox to help the veterans in their area. And I work with them on really just developing that good communication and being a trusted ally in what they're doing, so they feel comfortable in making referrals over to us.
Now, with you working with so many different CVSOs, how important is that warm handoff or that soft handoff to your organization?
Warm handoffs, I believe, are vital. I feel far too often some organizations or other veteran organizations in general will just provide a veteran with either a business card or possibly a flyer about a service or another organization that might be a resource. And I feel far too often what needs to happen is that good warm handoff where when that person's in their office with them, possibly making that phone call at the same time while that person's in their office, twofold to show that, number one, that other individual trusts them and that they do have that rapport. And also then it provides that veteran, it takes one more thing off their plate that they have to do. They don't have to then make that phone call on their own.
Another thing that stood out when I really started to dig into the vet center, how are you guys connected with the VA, and what does that look like for veterans receiving services?
So we are an entity of the larger VA. We fall under the Veterans Health Administration, but we are separate in the sense that we operate away from the medical centers, and we are a community-based program. So when vet centers were created back in 1979, they were created with a sense of confidentiality where veterans that were hesitant to receive care or distrustful of the larger system could come in and kind of build that trust, have a safe place to go. They could build a rapport. And then eventually, once trust was gained, possibly those care could be transitioned to the VA or to work jointly. We don't just pass people off to the larger VA. We work jointly with them. We are able to see VA records here at the vet center, but veterans that are seen by us, that information remains confidential. So their VA providers at the larger VA are unable to see those records. So it provides a level of confidentiality for them to come receive services and it not going on their VA medical record.
So Wes, when we start talking about confidentiality and things of that nature, for those still serving, does receiving treatment kind of hinder their career?
I can't speak to whether it hinders their career, but our records are confidential. So we don't report if an individual is still serving on active duty or in the National Guard or the reserves. We don't report back to their command. TRICARE or their insurance providers are not notified. So just that individual and the clinician they're seeing are the people that know they're receiving services through us. And so that information, if it were to get pulled, if a VA medical record were to get pulled, our information's not on there. So it provides a safe place for that individual to go to receive services while they're still serving.
Good to know. Good to know. How has COVID or the pandemic kind of changed the way that you interact with veterans in La Crosse?
So it's changed dramatically. Previous to COVID, we didn't do any video visits or any telehealth. Since COVID has been upon us in the last year, a lot of our services have transitioned to video or telehealth capabilities. So a lot of our veterans are being seen over video telehealth capabilities at this time. We're starting to slightly open the door back up to people coming into our vet center, which is good. But it has also, in a sense, provided a level of options for those that were employed or maybe live a distance from a vet center or one of our community access points. They were able to be seen more conveniently from their home or possibly their place of employment if they had somewhere that they could go that was confidential for them. And they could be seen other days of the week. So for instance, if their only accessibility before was Fridays, now maybe we could see them on another day of the week if they could be seen over video. So it has definitely been a negative in some areas, seeing individuals over video, but it has produced options as well.
You familiar with the Veteran Bonanza?
Yes, I am. I sit on the planning committee.
Oh, okay. That's why I was like, oh, don't forget to ask Wes about this. So before COVID, the R&R House was definitely interested in having a booth or a table at the Veteran Bonanza, and I was gonna reach out to find out, have you guys rescheduled it at all?
We have. Give me a second.
Okay.
I have to pull up my calendar. So the current date, barring any changes due to COVID wrenches or anything being thrown at it, is we are looking at October 16th, which is a Saturday in October, of doing the Veteran Benefit Bonanza here in the La Crosse area.
Do you have the application, or can you direct me to where I could get the application to become
as soon as the application exists, we'll get one forwarded down to you.
Okay, cool. Because we were so excited. This is before the R&R House opened, and we were trying to come up with ideas of how can we get in front of veterans to really tell them who we are and, be able to present us in that light and really talk to them. And we found out about the Veteran Bonanza, and then we found out it was canceled. So we definitely want to get back involved with that.
And we'll make sure to get you loop back in. Like I said, we have another planning meeting coming up in July. So I'm hoping to have more nailed down coming up here in July.
So when I was looking at the website, you guys every year your turnout gets better and better.
That was the hope until last year.
Yeah.
So this year, the way it's currently working out, we're trying something new, and we're going with a Saturday in the hopes that more folks with families or those that are employed can come and not have to take time out of work or bring their family members along. Our goal with the Bonanza is to educate not only the veteran, but their family members or those that are connected to them as well about services and opportunities that are available to them. And so our hope and goal is that these family members will come out as well.
One thing that I've been seeing, and you hear a lot of Vietnam veterans kind of reference that the family members are kind of unfortunately always left out when it starts to come to veterans and what's been going on in their life, or some of the things that they've been personally facing that they aren't really willing or able to really talk to somebody else about. So I'm glad that you guys are thinking about the veteran families. And that's another thing about the R&R House and our warm line. We just don't say, hey, we only talk to veterans. But if you're a wife of a veteran, or if you're a mother or a father of a veteran or anybody, and you're concerned about that particular person, we want to hear from them. Now, of course, we respect privacy, so we do ask that a veteran gives us a call. So we can't just call you out of the blue and say, "Hey, Wes, we're the art," and you're like, "How did you get my number?" So we do ask that the veteran calls us first. But again, it takes kind of a village, as you've heard that before, to really get some veterans the help that they need. So
in the vet center is another place for that as well. If a veteran is being seen by us or receiving services, their family members are eligible for services here as well. And we define family member as whoever that veteran defines as their family member. So that can be a spouse, a husband, a wife, a boyfriend or girlfriend. Sometimes it can be a parent, an aunt, or an uncle. Whoever that veteran deems as their family member, that what they're going through, their military experience is having an impact on. And we can work with that family member on providing good, solid resources to assist that veteran in their readjustments.
So here's another question. It just gets better and better. So do you guys partner with peer support, or do you have peer supporters at the vet center, at your La Crosse Vet Center?
So at the La Crosse Vet Center, we don't have any peer support specialists, but our staff, we have 3 veteran clinicians on staff here, and 2 that are non-veteran clinicians. We don't have any certified peer support here, but the VAMC does. If veterans are more interested in that, we can work with the veteran on getting transitioned if peer support was more of their what they're looking for. So.
That's what I wanted to find out when we spoke with the Milwaukee Vet Center and Richard and Ozzy over there. They do a lot with, not necessarily at the office, but they do partner with different peer support organizations. And we've referred a couple of people to the vet center here in Milwaukee, and they've done some warm handoffs to us. Actually, we had gotten a call on our warm line where a veteran was looking for some resources, and they hadn't spoken to the vet center. And some of our peer support staff knows some of the staff over at the vet center. They have a relationship, and we gave them a call, was a warm handoff, and they actually ended up helping the veteran. So that was a win-win, and it made us feel good. So and I'm sure with the vet center and having that connection with us, that's what we're trying to build upon. So I'm glad we were able to dig in and start to build that rapport, not just with Milwaukee, but all of you guys, because you guys are all doing great work.
As you said, it takes a village. So
how can veterans get in contact with you if they were required or needed your services?
All right, so veterans in our area, they can reach out to us locally at our phone number, which is 608-782-4403. They can also search us out on the web at vetcenters.va.gov, which is the national website, and there's that gives our contact information either for us or other vet centers that might be closer to them. And we also have the combat call center, which is 1-877-WAR-VETS or 1-877-927-8387. And that phone number provides 24-hour-a-day coverage to individuals that want to reach out and speak to somebody, related to their readjustment from a combat deployment or experiencing military sexual trauma or harassment. That phone line provides a live body 24 hours a day that they can reach out to. And if they do want to then be contacted by the local vet center, that phone number provided will then offer them a referral. So when we come into the office the next day or the next business day, there'll be an email for us to get in contact with that veteran.
Thank you very much. I'll let you know that we've already spoke with Richard Clark, and we've also spoke with John Howe. So I'm glad that we got an opportunity to speak with you, and you guys are doing some great work. So you keep it up. And if there's anything that we could do here at the R&R House for veterans that can link up with you and we would pass them off to you, please don't hesitate to let us know.
Certainly. Thank you.
Thank you. You guys have a great evening.
You too. Thank you.
Bye-bye.